Hi, I am Latoya Taylor, and this will begin my video journal. I'm going through some changes this year. It's 2013, and I will be embarking on a journey to have the gastric bypass surgery. There are different forms of bypass surgery, but I am going for the RNY surgery. Um, give you a little background about myself. I am 37, married to a guy from Jamaica. We are having some issues at the moment, I will admit. He's not very supportive of my having this surgery, only because he's insecure that I will leave him and find somebody else who will probably treat me better than he does. But according to my surgeon, this is a very common fear amongst spouses of those who plan on having the surgery. But hey, he'll get over it. I'm doing this for my health, for my happiness, and I hope to achieve some children before my clock runs out. I think I've got about 10 15 minutes left on this biological clock. So I have goals. Um, I'm a diabetic. I have high blood pressure, high cholesterol. I also have arthritis. Um, I have polycystic ovarian syndrome, which can affect my ability to have children, but according to my specialist, it has not yet. Um, I have thyroid disease, which affects just about everything: memory, hormone levels. It affects a lot of different things in your body. Um, I have lost several family members to diabetes, heart disease, cancer, those diseases that run heavily for those who are obese. Um, Seeming that I already have some of these diseases, this surgery is very important to me, as I would like to um, eliminate some of them, put others in remission. Unfortunately, the thyroid disease is not curable. The thyroid is an organ that does not repair itself. So once it's gone, it's gone. So I will be on that medication forever. But currently, I take approximately 8 different medications. I take 2 for high blood pressure, 2 for diabetes. I take a thyroid medication. Um, I also have depression, a little bit of anxiety, so I take something for that. Sleeping meds, um, asthma medicine. I take several things, and that's not good being only 37 years old. Um, for those of you who don't know, my husband is 10 years, well, 9 years and some months my junior. So it's very important that I get my health under control. I have been with Blue Cross Blue Shield Tennessee. This will be my 15th year. They just recently decided to, um, start covering the weight loss surgery for its employees. At one point, they covered it back um, in the 90s, early 2000s. Actually, my OBG, Dr. Emily Reeves, she actually encouraged me to have the surgery back then, back in 99 and 98. But at that point, I had never had surgery in my life. And I was just, all I heard was, hey, your stomach is going to be cut. And that done it for me. I just do not like pain. And I just could not see my stomach being cut, stapled, or anything at that time. I honestly felt like I could lose the weight on my own. But apparently I can't. I have to admit now that my family has addictions. Some are alcoholics, some are drug addicts, and unfortunately, I am addicted to food. I love food. I can admit that now. For years I was in denial, but I love food, and I don't mean candy and cookies and chips. I like soul food. I like real food. I mean, sometimes I do, and a lot of times I get fast food because I go to school full time and I work full time, and I don't feel like cooking, honestly, when I get home. But when I can get some soul food or some homemade cakes, homemade brownies, things like that, I love it. So now it's time to face some demons from my past. I have been told that each pound represents something traumatic in my life, and my life was filled with a lot of trauma. I had a happy childhood. My mother's parents raised me. Um, I am an only child. Unfortunately, my mother um, died from suicide in 1984. She was only 26, and I was 8 years old, going on 9. The marriage was tumultuous. My parents fought a lot. There was infidelity on both parts. There was some abuse, physical and verbal, with each other, not me. Um, there were a lot of things, and I lost a lot of people in my life immediate. It wasn't all just to the comorbidities of obesity. Honestly, I am the only one who has been obese since childhood. Everyone else, they were slim, fit, healthy. Any weight gain that they have gotten, they got either after having children or middle aged, old age, just being sedentary. But for the most part, everyone in my family has been slim all of their days. Where myself, I've been a chunker since about 5 or 6 years old, and over time it just got worse. Um, I can remember as a child being punished for not eating all my food. So um, to keep from getting my butt beat, I felt like I had to clean my plate. Um, my mother did this. This was not my grandparents. So I felt I didn't have any control. I didn't know how to stop when I was full. Or probably couldn't even distinguish when I was full. Um, I was picked on a lot. I had a lot of that going on, and that affected me. Um, my father was absent. Um, I'll say starting from age 11 up through adulthood, he just kind of came in and out my life. Now, my father's deceased now, and I love him. We had a chance to patch things up and, you know, mend some things. So, my father owes me nothing. He suffered from his illness. That's another story in itself. But I've been through a lot in life, and instead of turning to drugs, alcohol, I turned to food, I guess. And I just, I hate exercising. I, even though I played some sports and I done a lot of things, I took ballet, tap, and jazz. When I was a kid, I was in the marching band. I took drama. I sang in the choir. I played soccer. I played volleyball. I wanted to play football, but Coach Atkins wouldn't let me. Um, so I was an active person. I wasn't a lazy person. It's just my body holds weight, and I have also learned that I gain weight very rapidly. I mean, I put on weight at a significant high rate. I mean, I probably can do a pound to 2 pounds a day, even if I don't eat a lot of calories. I have to be mobile. I have to move to lose my weight. Um, and I'm telling you, for a fat person, it's hard to admit these things. So I'm doing pretty damn good, I think. I think this is going to be therapeutic for me. Um, I've already had my consultation with the surgeon. Let me back up a little bit. My employer decided to finally, after so many years, cover the bariatric surgery for, its employees. I guess they finally realized, hey, we got a problem here. there are a lot of us big booties, in that company, and we are a health company, and some of us just can't do it the old-fashioned way. We need the help. Now, I'm not saying this is for everybody. There's a big risk in having these surgeries, and this decision should not be taken lightly because anything could go wrong. Death, any kind of abnormalities could go wrong, and it's a lot to consider, especially those of you who have children and family members in the home and things like that. Make sure you're doing it for the right reason. I know a lot of people tend to think that we have these surgeries for the vanity of it, and I don't doubt that some people do. Vanity is a perk that comes along with this tool, and notice I said tool because I know so many who have had these surgeries, and forgive me for doing so much moving, but I'm getting uncomfortable. Um, so many people have had these surgeries and they put back on the weight plus some. And I don't want to do that. I fought too hard and too long to get this surgery. Didn't have the money, and my grandfather, God love him, was even considering mortgaging his home so that I could have the surgery, but things didn't work out, and God has now provided a way for me to have this surgery. Now, the only thing that is holding me up is this little fact here. Um, my father passed away October 28th, 2012. Um, that was 3 days before my late mother's birthday. It was a week exactly before my 37th birthday. Um, and coincidentally, my first consultation with the surgeon, Dr. Rutledge, Dr. Jack Rutledge, was November 2nd. My appointment was the same morning as my father's funeral. But I'm determined to have this surgery, and I kept that appointment 3 hours before my father's funeral. So it's kind of bittersweet. I'm losing my father, but here I am going to this doctor's office to discuss starting a new life for me, a healthier life. Um, Blue Cross requires that we lose 10% of our weight from our starting weight. Um, my highest weight, and this is embarrassing for me to say this because a lot of people don't know this. My highest weight in my life was 432 pounds. A lot of people wouldn't believe that because the way I carry my weight. At one point, I had a large, huge stomach. I wouldn't gain my weight sideways. I would gain my weight front to back. But I lost down to 390 something, and I had, a lot of loose skin that was causing problems for me. My mobility was affected by it. Couldn't move as fast as I should have been able to. Getting skin breakdowns, skin rashes, things like that. And that's not good being a diabetic because you can get an infection. Things could get worse. So, graciously, Blue Cross approved for me to have what they call a paniculectomy, which is to, some people would say a tummy tuck, but it's not exactly a tummy tuck. It's removing a fat apron from around your waist. So, Blue Cross approved for me to have that. Dr. David Adcock did this surgery, and he removed 16 pounds of tissue from my waist. So I went down to 300 and I want to say 77 pounds, something like that. I can't remember the exact number. But during my time of recovery, I got engaged to my current husband. So I'm telling you, I woke up with a flat stomach almost. I mean, I still had some fat because they didn't touch the upper ab, they touched the lower ab. I woke up with a flat stomach, and I figured, I'm in the hospital. They got me on this healthy diet. I might as well keep it up when I leave. So I took a liking to sugar-free Jello and graham crackers with peanut butter. And forgive me if you see a lot of movement. My finger is like itching. It's a part of the diabetes. Those of you who have diabetes, you are familiar with the is it peripheral neuropathy or something like that. But anyway, it makes you itch. It could feel like pins or needles burning, sticking. It's a nasty little booger that goes along with having uncontrolled diabetes. So those of you who don't have it, don't get it. It's a nasty little booger, and you don't want that. It's awful. But anyway, I figured I would keep up the diet, and once I was able to be mobile and return to work, I was hitting the gym. So that's what I did. I hit the gym. I drank shakes for lunch. For breakfast. Ate pistachios for protein as a snack. I had low-fat meals. I altered my diet. Sometimes I would have 2 shakes. I stopped eating late, even though I learned that it doesn't matter if you eat late or not. It matters what you eat. So if you eat something that has almost no fat, no calories, you can eat that late. That is what my dietitian told me. But anyway, started working out, and on December 5th, I got married. I went from a size 36W, and I went down to a 28, 26W. Big change. Big change. Please forgive me for moving so much. I'm so sorry, but my finger is itching really bad. And unfortunately, my laptop isn't working. I can't use the webcam on my laptop, so I'm having to hold my cell phone while making this first entry. Sorry, that was my email. And shortly, my husband may interrupt my video and call as well. He's been calling all night. But anyway, got married in Jamaica. I came back, and I was actually weighing probably about 368 pounds then. And I kept on working out. Kept on doing my shakes, kept on doing my meals and snacks, and ultimately I got down to 348 pounds by mid-February. The bad thing is that no one has this documented. I had actually started in a program at Blue Cross called Genesis, and it's a workout program for those of us who have, they're real heavy, have back problems, knee problems, anything like that that can prevent you from working out, going hard like most people can. So I have a bad knee. I have my left knee is currently temporarily disabled. I can walk, but I don't have my MCL and my ACL muscles. They were ripped and torn in 2010. Require surgery. So I'm trying to do them both, the bariatric surgery and the knee repair, within the same leave, so that I won't have to take off from work 2 or 3 times out of the year, because though I'm married, I am the only one bringing in a income. We'll just leave it at that. So anyway, I have my consultation, and I give them the medical policy for Blue Cross as far as the criteria that we have to meet before Blue Cross will approve our surgery. So as I was saying, you have to have all of these comorbidities, which I have. I've listed them in the beginning of this video. That's the blood pressure, cholesterol issues, all of that. You also have to have documentation that you've tried to lose weight on your own. And I have that. The Genesis program. I've also done OptiFast. I've done Nutrisystem. Done different things. Didn't work for me. So only temporary results. You also have to have documentation of the 10% weight loss of your starting weight. Here's the tricky thing about that. I found out that I can't use the starting weight of 432 pounds. One, because none of my doctors have this documented. They don't have it documented because, as many of you know, scales only go up to 350. And I'm talking about the old-fashioned scales with the little sliders. Some of them may go up to $3.99. My doctors didn't have a scale that would go past $3.50 at that time. So no one could, they couldn't get a reading. So they would put, she guessed she weighs about this much. Well, the good thing is that I do have documentation starting from when I was 87 or 89 pounds. Have that documented. The bad thing is they don't have it documented when I went back up to 397 and I had the 16 pounds taken off my waist. So they don't have that information. And then I also found out that they can't use the weight that I was at the time that I had the surgery because the skin is not considered personal weight loss. Like, I didn't go to the gym to lose those 16 pounds. They cut that 16 pounds off. So I have to start from the weight that was documented post-surgery, meaning after surgery. So that weight was 373 pounds. So now, setback is, even though I've already lost 10% of my top heaviest weight, I now have to make sure that I lose 37 pounds from the 373. At the time that I saw Dr. Rutledge, I was 361 pounds. I actually had gone back up when I went to 348. I went back up to 374 or maybe even 377. I went back up that much, brought it back down to 361. After my father passed, and of course Thanksgiving, Christmas, all those holidays hit, New Year's, I surprisingly maintained. I didn't lose and I didn't gain. I stuck around 361, maybe no more than 364. Here recently I decided, maybe the week before last, I decided, okay, it's time to get back on track. I have had some complications with my diabetes because of the holidays. I mean, and let's just be honest, I wasn't working out and I just wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. Wasn't consistent with my meds. Yes, you all know how we do. Those of us who are diabetic and on medications for different ailments, we don't always do what we're supposed to do. I mean, don't do what we're supposed to do. Just be honest about it. So I decided, okay, it's time to get back on track. I want this surgery done by next month. Well, my surgeon won't schedule our surgeries until we have satisfied what he wants us to lose. And I feel that's fair. I mean, it's a method to his madness. He wants us to only eat 3 meals a day. No snacks in between, even if they are healthy. No white foods like white bread, white rice, white potatoes, not even sweet potatoes, even though they aren't white. No white items and no fried foods, nothing like that. We have to have just lean meats and vegetables. I mean, and fruit, fresh fruit. So it's kind of hard being a diabetic, eating only 3 times a day. And let's face it, it's hard to eat healthy. I mean, it's expensive. But, even though you go to fast food, I do know, we consciously know that we can make healthier choices off of the menu. But the problem is, it don't really taste that good. But if you have a goal in mind, you have to do that. So my entry today is kind of bittersweet because after a week of doing the right thing, last week I weighed in at 356. Well, great. I lost 5 pounds in 1 week, which was awesome for me. However, there was another holiday weekend, and I had a long 3-day weekend, and this girl here did not eat right on those days. She also didn't work out at home on those days, because normally, since starting this round, I would work out at work and then work out at home. I did not work out those days off, and I have paid the price for it. I also, though I didn't eat out much, I ate out maybe twice over a course of 4 days. Um, I didn't always eat right at home, and um, I had cookies. I had um, Burger King. Yeah, Saturday night I had Burger King. Um, Friday night went to the soul food restaurant. I'm not going to tell you what I ate, but it was pork. Um, Even though I don't really like pork now because I've been away from it, but this particular piece of pork I like. Um, Make a long story short, my snacking, be it healthy or not, and the bad things that I did have, like I said, those two things were bad that I had. The three things: cookies, the Burger King, and the soul food. Those three things were bad, and the other things I had were good because I have nothing in my freezer, in my refrigerator, but lean cuisine, fresh vegetables, things like that. So it was just the amount. I snacked all day long, snacked all day because I was bored. Um, got a hormone imbalance going, but it kicked my butt. Not only did I put back on those 5 pounds, I put back 3 additional pounds. So I'm back to 364. But that's okay because today is a new day and we're getting back on track and we're going to be consistent with the medicines because that plays a role too, the fluid, things like that. We're going to be consistent from here on, and I know you guys are going to help me um, by holding me accountable for what I do, and it's going to pay off in the end. We're going to look back at this, and um, I'm going to be thankful. I've been praying. Prayer is helping me a lot, and it's going to help me even more once I lean on Him a lot more because I have the support of my friends. I have the support of my family. However, I don't have the support of my husband. We're still going through problems. So not only am I dealing with grieving over the loss of my father, which is my final parent, I'm going through issues with my marriage, and it may end up in divorce, which I will be grieving the marriage. Um, I'm also trying to go to school full time, or work full time. Um, I also have acting goals, and I'm hoping by talking on these video journals that will help me be more comfortable with the camera and more comfortable with my speaking and more comfortable with my presentation, things of that nature. 2013 is a year for change for me. I'm doing this for me. I'm convinced I'm doing this for me. It's not for my husband. It is not for another man. It is for my health. It's for my goals. I want to feel better. I want to be happier. I want to be healthier, not only physically but spiritually as well. And I want to kill those demons that have haunted my life at the same time that I have this rebirth when I get this surgery. And I'm going to say I am going to get it. My goal is to have these 24 pounds off by February 20th. Today is January 23rd. My goal is to have these 24 pounds off by February 20th, plus some if I can. But I'll be satisfied if I can get the 24 pounds required by me, or by Blue Cross, if I can get that done by the 20th. Other than that, just pray for me, wish me luck, and I'll check back with you time to time. I'm going to use this as a healing process because I may have to vent about some things that's going on in my marriage or going on at work or going on within me personally at home. Whatever it may be, whatever that could sabotage my weight loss goals or sabotage my life's goals. I'm hoping these video journals will help me to do that and get, through these things and help me be successful so I won't regain the weight after I go through this surgery. So I'm going to bid you all good night, and I will see you next time.